Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be looking at this really interesting piece called Hymn 16.
Okay.
It's a translated Tamil poem, and we have like the poem itself, and then you've also given some explanations, kind of line by line. Mm-hmm. And so what we're going to try to do in this deep dive is to kind of unpack some of the core themes,
okay,
and and see, and particularly its perspective on negativity and kind of like conquering that negativity,
okay,
and ultimately achieving liberation.
Gotcha.
One of the things that's really interesting about this poem is that it's not just talking about these spiritual concepts in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
It really ties it back to everyday life and the people and experiences that shape us.
Yes, and I think right from the start, Hymn 16 emphasizes the power of like a pure heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's almost like a foundation for everything else that the poem explores.
Absolutely. So like right off the bat, it starts praising those who are free from negativity,
mm-hmm,
and talking about all of their great qualities. And what I thought was so striking about this is that it was connecting inner purity to positive qualities.
Right.
Almost as if like a pure heart is the source of all things good.
Huh.
What do you think about that? Does that resonate with you at all?
It certainly does. It reminds me of a concept in Tamil philosophy,
mm-hmm,
called Anam.
Okay.
And it's really, all about living a virtuous life based on ethical principles and self-discipline.
Okay.
And, this idea of cultivating inner purity really aligns with that concept.
That's a great connection. So it's not just about avoiding negativity,
right,
but it's about actively cultivating positive qualities.
Yeah.
And speaking of guidance, the poem then goes on to introduce the figure of the guru.
Right. And the guru plays a pivotal role.
Mm-hmm.
They're not just like a teacher, but also a guide who shows the way and bestows grace,
right,
helping the seeker kind of navigate life's challenges and find stability amidst all the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And the poem, beautifully describes that stability as a state of being grounded.
Yeah.
Which is essential for anyone on a spiritual journey.
Yeah. And it's not just the guru that the poem is highlighting. It also emphasizes the importance of other guiding figures,
mm-hmm,
like especially parents.
Right.
And compares their parents to precious gems.
Yes.
Acknowledging them as the foundation for their very existence.
Mm.
It's a powerful expression of gratitude, I think.
It is, and it's interesting to see how the poem connects this gratitude for parents,
mm-hmm,
to the development of the poet's very being.
Right.
Their soul, their awareness, and their knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It all kind of stems from those who have guided and nurtured them.
Yeah, that line, my soul, my awareness, and my knowledge all come from them.
Yeah.
It really stopped me in my tracks when I read it.
Yeah.
It's such a clear acknowledgement of the sources of their growth.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you think about who or what has shaped your own understanding of the world.
Absolutely. It's a powerful reminder that our knowledge and understanding are not solely our own.
Mm-hmm.
They're shaped by the people we encounter,
mm-hmm,
the experiences we have, and the wisdom that has been passed down through generations.
It's like we're all part of this interconnected web of knowledge and experience, constantly learning from and influencing one another.
Yeah.
And speaking of knowledge, the poem then shifts its focus to the profound impact of divine guidance on the mind and heart.
Right. Yeah, it's fascinating how it describes this state of clarity.
Yeah.
It says, all things are pure in my mind and heart due to the divine guidance.
Yeah.
It suggests a deep sense of inner peace and understanding.
It does. It's like all the confusion and the negativity has been washed away, and there's just this clarity and purity left.
Right.
And I've had times in my own life where I felt like something shifted,
mm-hmm,
like a new perspective opened up, and suddenly things made more sense.
Right.
Have you ever had like a similar experience?
Yes, absolutely. And I think those moments of clarity,
yeah,
are often, what drive us to seek deeper meaning and understanding in the first place.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that, the poem doesn't just attribute this clarity to individual effort,
mm-hmm,
but also to a higher power, to like divine guidance.
Right. It introduces the Lord of the Supreme Path who can do all things,
right,
and removes the darkness of ignorance. So it's acknowledging that there's something greater than ourselves at play here,
right,
something that can guide us toward enlightenment.
Right, and that metaphor of darkness representing ignorance is so powerful.
Yeah.
It's about being trapped in a state of misunderstanding.
Right.
Clinging to things that ultimately don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the poem is suggesting that the divine light, can help us break free from that darkness.
And on the flip side, that light represents knowledge and liberation.
Right.
It's like moving from a state of confusion and suffering to a state of clarity and freedom.
Exactly. It's about transcending those limitations of our ego and connecting with a higher truth.
Yeah.
And that's, where the concept of moksha comes in. It's the ultimate goal in this spiritual journey, the liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth.
So moksha is like reaching that state of complete understanding and freedom from suffering.
Right.
And it's interesting that the poem suggests that we can achieve this through spiritual realization, through overcoming obstacles and even the fear of death.
Yeah.
That must be a pretty intense process.
It is, and the poem doesn't shy away from that. It acknowledges that the path to liberation is not always easy.
Yeah.
There will be challenges, there will be moments of doubt.
Right.
But it also emphasizes the power of resilience and perseverance by cultivating inner purity, seeking guidance and trusting in the divine. We can overcome those obstacles and achieve our ultimate goal.
And it's not just about overcoming obstacles in like a spiritual sense.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The poem's message could be applied to any area of life where we face challenges.
Absolutely.
Whether it's, dealing with a difficult situation at work, navigating a personal loss, or just trying to break free from those negative patterns in our thinking. This idea of cultivating inner strength and seeking guidance can be incredibly empowering.
Right.
What do you think? How could you apply this message to your own life?
That's a great question. For me, it's a reminder to stay focused on what truly matters, to cultivate a sense of inner peace, even amidst all the chaos of everyday life, and to remember that I'm not alone in facing those challenges,
Yeah.
There's support available, whether it's from loved ones, mentors, or, a higher power.
I love that. It's like the poem is reminding us that we have the inner resources to navigate life's ups and downs, and that even in like the darkest of times, there's a light guiding us towards a brighter future.
Absolutely. And Hymn 16, provides a beautiful roadmap for tapping into those resources.
Yeah.
It highlights the importance of inner purity, gratitude for guidance, the power of seeking knowledge, and the unwavering presence of the divine.
So as we kind of wrap up our exploration of Hymn 16, let's take a moment to reflect on those key takeaways from this powerful piece.
Yeah, the poem starts with this idea of inner purity. It's like laying the groundwork for everything else. By cultivating a positive mindset and avoiding negativity, we create that fertile ground for spiritual growth and understanding.
And it's not just about individual effort.
Right. Yeah.
Hymn 16 emphasizes the role of the guru, or any guiding figure in our lives, who shows us the path and bestows grace upon us.
Right.
It's a reminder that we don't have to go it alone on this journey.
Exactly. The poem, pays tribute to the importance of teachers, mentors, and spiritual guides who illuminate the path and help us navigate the complexities of life.
Yeah.
And it also highlights the profound impact of our parents, acknowledging the foundation they provide for our very being.
And let's not forget the powerful concept of divine guidance, which the poem suggests can lead to a state of mental and spiritual clarity, a place where all things are pure in my mind and heart.
Yeah, by aligning ourselves with a higher power or a set of spiritual principles, we can tap into a source of wisdom and guidance that transcends our limited human understanding.
Yeah.
And that ultimately, leads us to the concept of moksha.
Right.
The liberation from suffering and the cycle of birth and rebirth.
Hymn 16 paints such a vivid picture of this spiritual journey,
Right.
emphasizing the challenges, the moments of doubt,
Yeah.
but also the incredible power of resilience and perseverance.
It's a message of hope and empowerment, reminding us that we have the inner strength to overcome any obstacle and achieve a state of lasting peace and fulfillment. And that by cultivating inner purity, seeking guidance, and trusting in the divine, we can truly transform our lives.
Yeah, Hymn 16 is such a powerful testament to the transformative power of spirituality. It's a poem that really speaks to those deepest longings of the human heart.
Right.
This desire for connection, meaning, and ultimately liberation from suffering. And it really does offer a roadmap for achieving those aspirations.
Yeah, it does. And it emphasizes, the importance of inner purity.
Right.
Gratitude for guidance, the pursuit of knowledge, and the unwavering presence of the divine. And, it does all this while staying grounded in the realities of human experience, acknowledging the challenges and obstacles we face along the way.
Right, and I think that's what makes it so relatable. It's not just some abstract philosophical treatise. It's a poem that really speaks to the human condition, to the struggles that we all face, as we try to make sense of the world and find our place in it.
And I think, one of the most compelling aspects of Hymn 16 is that it doesn't just focus on individual liberation.
Yeah.
It suggests that our individual journeys are interconnected, and that by cultivating inner peace and wisdom, we contribute to a more harmonious and enlightened world.
That's a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
The idea that by changing ourselves, we can change the world around us.
Right.
Not in some grand sweeping way, but just in those subtle ways that we interact with others, the choices we make, and the energy that we bring to our daily lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that our actions have a ripple effect, that even small acts of kindness and compassion can make a difference.
Yeah.
And that by striving for inner purity and seeking guidance, we not only transform ourselves, but also contribute to a more positive and enlightened collective consciousness.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Hymn 16, I'm left with this lingering question. Do you think that cultivating inner purity and seeking guidance, as this poem suggests, could actually help us overcome the negativity we encounter in our daily lives and lead us towards a more fulfilling existence?
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
The poem certainly seems to suggest that by focusing on our inner world, on cultivating those positive qualities and seeking wisdom, we can create a ripple effect that extends outward, influencing our interactions with the world and ultimately shaping our experience of reality.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee,
Right.
but it's definitely a powerful possibility to consider.
Absolutely well said. Hymn 16 offers this timeless message that resonates across cultures and generations. It's a reminder of the transformative power of spirituality and the importance of seeking wisdom and inner peace.
Yes.
And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up our deep dive.
Okay.
It's been an absolute pleasure exploring this profound poem with you.
The pleasure was all mine. And, Hymn 16 offers so much to contemplate.
Yeah.
And I hope that, our discussion has provided you with some new insights and perspectives.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it as enriching and thought-provoking as we did.
Yes.
And as you go about your day, remember the message of Hymn 16. Could cultivating inner purity and seeking guidance help you overcome negativity and find a path towards a more fulfilling existence?
That's the question.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.